Yes, it's 6:05. You know what time it is. It's time for Clash of the Podcast. This is episode 128 in a row. We haven't missed one yet. So we appreciate everyone who rocks with us, who pops in, shows us some love. Thank you guys so much for that. Today's going to be a weird day. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. I'm going to kind of quickly go over some other things. We'll talk about that in the very beginning, and then we're going to get into what's going on in WWE. Sean, give credit to Sean if you're an AEW fan. Sean suggested this week we go into a little more AEW. He said let's give the Yeet Man a break this week because there's going to be plenty of time to talk about Jey Uso for months, and we will be getting into some AEW talk. So shout out to Sean. He gave us the idea for how today's show is set up. And all I got to do is wait for my cue here, and I'm good. I'm ready to go.
Conrad, drop that thing.
Everyone, if you're out there, do us a favor. Make sure you have shared the stream, liked the stream. Go over to the audio side. Listen to that twice. Flip it back over. Go over to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly side of things. Listen to everything he's got going on. Make sure you are subscribed to him. It is going down. It is going down. It is going down. I appreciate all of you, and we're going to get to these shout-outs real quick. Joel jumps right up to the top. My guy Joel, he says, happy Monday. Ready for AEW Grand Slam Australia. Despite the disaster in the marketing that it's been and people assuming things, people not assuming things, they're going to be on after the All-Star festivities on Saturday, so it should be fun.
Absolutely. Shout out to Joel. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the $2 super chat, my friend. Let's start up at the top. Terrell, as Sean likes to call him.
T3Z. 17 in the building. T3Z for Sheezy.
He says, so LA has Revolution. Philadelphia has Dynasty. New York City is definitely getting double or nothing. I still think you go Jersey. I think you go Atlantic City.
I mean, look, the convention center at Atlantic City does sound like a cool idea, but we got to see, man.
How many? Do you know how many people it could hold?
I can get back to you on that.
Let me know. As he gets with the interns who are going to look that up for us. Clown. I'll say it.
Cleasy. 1-3Z, 4-tweezy. I got you.
Yeah. Yo, I can't even say Clown's name without thinking. That's how I always remember the numbers. I think of how Sean says it every time. 1-3Z, 4-tweezy. Afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to Miro and Ricky Starks for seemingly finally being free. And congratulations to Kendrick for taking the world's biggest victory lap. No words, man, for what he did to Drake.
They're not like us.
When he turned to the camera with that smile, bro, I was like, man, if you've ever known how good it feels to look at someone and say, what's up?
I mean, bro, that was complete destruction. Atom bomb.
Wrath. If you got that joke, you're a wrestling fan. Ray Thompson, happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend and happy belated birthday, Conrad. Ray, thank you for that, good sir. We talk about your beautiful family. My beautiful family got me some pretty cool gifts. I'm not going to lie. The intern, I feel like this is more something he would have liked, but this is like some little like toy thing that he got me, which is pretty cool for my desk. And you know, wifey had to come through with the Shawn Michaels shirt. She knew. A heartbreak kid. So, you notice he started talking like that when he gets in the World Heavyweight division. He didn't talk like that before.
Absolutely. And by the way, the convention center in Atlantic City holds 10,500 people.
Interesting. Could get a ruckus crowd in there, though. I know they usually do more for pay-per-views, though, so maybe they'll look for bigger, but interesting. Yep. Shawn Michaels here with Marty Jannetty. We're really excited about Survivor Series coming up. We're going to rock your, come on, Marty. And then they would get eliminated. I would get sad because Paul Roma would be coming off the top with Hercules Hernandez.
Yo, that
Power and Glory.
That team should have been so much better, bro. Power and Glory was.
I think of you every time I see him because Sean always puts them over. Like that Powerplex was a thing of beauty.
It's been done since, but like Pretty Paul Roma and Hercules, that was perfection.
Yeah, they were really good. Shout out to E. He said, "You see that, Kendrick, bros? Yes, we did see that, Kendrick." Quill's in the house.
Quilly says, "What's up, Conrad, Sean, and chat? Your boy Sir Quills is back again to enjoy two of my favorite bros, CJ and Hub, for episode 128 of the best wrestling podcast out today, Clash of the By God podcast. Hashtag EPW, hashtag HWW." He goes on to say, "Happy birthday again, Conrad. What better way to celebrate than to have the Chiefs get their keisters handed to them by the Eagles last night? Was absolutely Bobby Roode. Glorious. Fly, Eagles, fly." I can dig it, Quills.
That is a fact, man. They got
shout out to my favorite Giant in the last 10 years, Saquon Barkley. Giants did him dirty, and he went out and proved everybody wrong, proved the Giants wrong. I love the Giants. I have since I've been a kid. I can't turn it off. But we're a disgrace of a franchise, and what they did with Saquon Barkley is a disgrace, and I'm so happy that he stuck it in their face. Only thing
You're so honest.
No, they're a disgrace. I love the listen. You can't turn off being a fan of the Giants for 38 years of life, and your father and your father's father and your father's father's father. But just because I'm a fan doesn't mean I can't acknowledge the truth, which is the fact that they're a dumpster fire of a franchise.
We move on to Vinny.
The only Vinny we like. He says, "Happy Monday. God bless y'all in the chat." God bless you too, Vinny. Goes on to say, Eagles bury the Chiefs like they were Triple H playing backstage politics. Come on, brother. I agree. M. Leezy, Fo, Sheezy. Hello, good evening, everyone. Hope you had a good weekend. Sorry for any Chiefs and Drake fans. That's a fact in the chat. But let's kick this week off right with the two aces of our pro wrestling community. Who are the two aces in our pro wrestling community? You must be talking about me and Conrad. We appreciate you.
Appreciate that, Matt. Thank you so much. Doug says, "Another Monday, another clash. Conrad, Sean, chat, teach me." And Sean does the Dougie right here. I know it's not radio silence, y'all. He's dancing.
Yes, sir.
Matt Lopez says, "AEW Collision was awesome on Saturday." I hope Jesse's in the chat. Make sure you send that to Jesse, because Jesse asked me that the other day. He was like, "Who said Collision was awesome besides the same AEW?" Listen, bro, people said Collision's been good the last 2 weeks.
I got to say something about Jesse. One thing about, I can never say that Jesse Pro Wrestling Shoot Tuesday nights, make sure you check him out with James. I can never say he's closed-minded, because he has been very supportive of the fact that I have driven the Jey Uso bandwagon. So I cannot say he's closed-minded, because him being open-minded about Jey Uso has eliminated the possibility of me saying that he's closed-minded. But he will never, I'm convinced he will never recognize AEW for anything. It's just the brother just doesn't like the product.
Well, I think he's currently just sour on it, and it's not his thing. And that's perfectly fine. Like, he's waiting for something to catch his eye. We had a conversation about this probably like 15 minutes ago. He was like, "I'm just waiting for something to catch my eye with it."
Okay.
He was like, "For now, I'm out." And I'm like, that's fine. That's understandable what he's saying. But when I say that people are enjoyed it, I'm not telling you lies. I'm not BS. A lot of people said that it was really good the last 2 weeks. Collision has been much better. Some people even said 2 weeks ago, Collision was better than Dynamite.
I just want to ask you a question. Jesse said he's out. Is that the words he used? He says, "I'm out."
Where are you talking about?
Oh, no, you said in your conversation with him, he said, "I'm out for right now," right?
Oh, yeah, with AEW.
Well, guess what? I'm out too. Down sis.
All about fun here.
Yeah.
XG Dub, what's good, man? I know you're listening for work. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Guy Will Gamble says, "Yerp, what's good, everybody? Happy Monday, Conrad, Hubs, and chat." What's up, Guy Will Gamble?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, my dude.
All love, man. Here's Jesse right here. "I'm trying to watch this cinema and feel that aura. First off, get off the caps blocks, number one. Thesaurus, y'all. Find some new words. Tony Khan, let my people go. Let them cook with Papa H. I hope people go backstage. I better see you drawing people backstage in WWE. Nick Khan, I'm trying to get out of here. Whammo! I'm ready to fight. Why are you in my locker room?
Look, bro, we're staying off Jey Uso today, but I'm gonna say this one quick thing. Jesse and James have been trying to make me see that, yo, Sean, this is the reason why you gotta trust Papa H. Like, see, your boy, meaning Jey Uso, is the number one contender and probably gonna win the world title at WrestleMania. Don't let me. I don't want to cuss. I'm not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna be anything but who I am. But I'll say it like this: don't do that, because there's no way Triple H was thinking about Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble 6 months ago. It's just not possible. There's no way that this has been a plan for 6 months. Okay?
I got one for you.
Mm-hmm.
How long has Nakamura been U.S. champ? I'm waiting for someone to put it up.
Survivor Series?
Guess the amount of days, though, if you had to guess right now.
Oh, gosh, that's tough, Conrad. I don't know.
We're in the ballpark of 70 days, we'll just say.
Cool.
What has he done in those 70 days?
Not much.
I couldn't tell. And I'm a Nakamura fan. Like, I love Shinsuke Nakamura, but I have had it like, why should I care about this? I know what's going to happen, you know?
I'll tell you what looks like it might be on the horizon. Oh, so I was born a king.
Oh, you're talking about Big Jim.
I'm talking about Big Jim. I'm talking about
Jim.
Big Jim being the United States champion. That's what it feels like to me.
Big Jim, Slim Jim. Here come the commercials.
I'm just saying, am I the only one? Like, I mean, It looks like Jim is going to Jim might be going to WrestleMania.
I think so. I think he's going to be. We might get a triple threat U.S. title match or something.
By the way, quick programming note. It's not really programming. It's actually an article I'm in the process of writing. I hope you guys will be interested. Conrad, you too. I'm going to be writing an interesting editorial about now that Jey Uso's risen to the top. What can we do for Jimmy?
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
BJ in the house says, "How's it going, y'all? Beach, how are you, brother? We got to get you on here for one of these, BJ, just to kick it with us one of these.
B-Jizzle, what up, though?
Everyone can stop saying free Ricky. Matt Lopez says, McKinney in the house, here to talk with the Fire live chat and let everyone and let the left and right side of one wrestling brain clash of the podcast and let y'all know when in doubt, look right in the camera and smile. K. Dot. Hey Drake. Man, that was crazy. Let's go. Appreciate you, McKinney. Brian Clark. There we go. Conrad, happy birthday. Did you get any video games? I did not, sir. I have not played the video game in probably a couple weeks. I've been pretty bad about it.
This is video game season for me, WWE and MLB.
It's looking good. T-Ferg, what's good? So AEW, WWE are swapping talent right now, right? Maybe.
Possibly.
Thank you, man. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday shout-outs. Kenny Pickett gets a ring before TJ Watt, ripped from Steeler fans like myself. Crazy. I hope Super Bowl 60 is better booked. I don't like squash matches. Wow.
No. Real quick thing, man, about football. Troy Aikman and what's his name? What's Troy Aikman's tag team partner? They're on ESPN now.
I can't think of who he's always next to.
Joe Buck?
Buck, yeah.
Yo, I miss them because Tom Brady and Kevin Burkhardt are not it.
I wasn't feeling it last night. Rob thought that they were doing all right. I was like, nah, I'm not feeling this.
Big shout out to Kevin Burkhardt, former Mets beat writer. So I'm not mad at him, but they're not Buck and Troy Aikman. And it's a shame. Troy Aikman and Joe Buck only have like Monday nights on ESPN. They got a lot of money, but I miss them, bro.
Right. I hear you, E. I hear you for who you were rooting for. Jesse says AEW has conditioned me not to care about TV, only pay-per-views, so I'll watch the pay-per-views. Nothing wrong with that.
You know
That's how you keep up.
That's actually a sound. I can't knock him for that. That's true.
You know who I do that to? I do that to NXT a lot. Not gonna lie. I only watch I'll watch this weekend NXT, but I don't watch the weekly programming. BJ says Collision has stepped it up so much. I agree. Jocelyn in the house on Twitch on those side of things says fly, Eagles fly. Evening, everyone.
Jocelyn, I need you to post on Instagram or Twitter a picture you wearing my shirt. I really appreciate you. I need a picture, my sister.
right? And then he makes a comment about Collision. Jesse said SmackDown is trash too. 100%, Jesse. SmackDown is the worst of the WWE shows, in my opinion.
Certainly not good. I agree.
Vinny says, is it me or am I just feeling underwhelmed with what WrestleMania 41 will be like?
No, Vinny. Vinny, allow me to encourage you, my brother in Christ and my brother in wrestling. Jey Uso winning the world title is going to be epic. John Cena winning the WWE title is going to be epic.
Here we go. That's an early spoiler, I think.
I mean, that prediction could change. That's what I'm feeling right now. And it's looking like triple threat, Seth, Roman, and help me out. Seth, Roman, and
Punk. How dare you?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to disregard him. I forgot. But yeah, it's not looking bad at all. Just take a deep breath.
Let's see what they bring to us. I'm not worried yet.
It's going to evolve. I mean, it's looking like Drew versus Priest. Like, it's not going to be that bad at all.
Yeah. Wow, you're sticking up for WWE today. Mark it down, folks. Put a pin in this one.
It took them having to do the biggest shock in Royal Rumble history for me to actually start being nice to them. So it wasn't like I just came around. They had to do something drastic for me to start thinking positively about them.
So I'm going to get into the show, guys. We spent the first 20 minutes talking Super Bowl and whatever else that you guys wanted to talk about. Let's get into the main topic.
McKinney. That was hilarious, McKinney. I didn't do it on purpose, brother.
Did you just snap famous CM Punk?
That was not my intention, my brother. I promise.
E comes in telling no lies right now. Drew and Priest sounds boring.
You know what, Easy? I like Damian Priest, but I don't know.
Maybe they could pull it off. We'll see. I mean, they got him in a high profile. Once again, it's Black History Month. Find some good Black pro wrestling. Find you some matches and go out there and seek it. Pick any one of these folks that are up here, any of the legends of the past. Go look up some Coco Beware. He was great. Anywhere he worked, he found a way to get over. I want to touch on a few things. I don't have the pictures up because most of these people don't deserve to have their pictures up. Number one, Bear Boulder of AEW. I'm not going to get too deep into it. There's some trigger warnings in here for people. So if you're domestic violence, you've been warned. Also,
and by the way, this is when the show gets serious.
For sure. As my voice is going out right now. Bear Boulder. Disgusting, bro. Like, absolute disgusting.
Yeah.
I have no words. Sean, I'm going to kick it to you because I need a drink of water.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing. I mean, the world of professional wrestling has a lot of real-life stuff that kind of intervenes, but the stuff that makes your stomach turn, it really puts people in a bad mental space as far as the product and as far as the industry. And something has to be done about it, Conrad. I see you recovered from your water meltdown. I want you to get as long as you're well, I'm good, brother.
I think so.
Let people hear what you're talking about.
Make sure when you're tagging people in this too, it's the right person.
Context as well, yep.
100%.
Shout out to Conrad, who's having legitimately an issue right now. Probably some water went down the wrong pipe. Yo, take a break, bro. You're good. I got you for the next 30 seconds. Look, the bottom line here is this. Yeah. The bottom line is this, bro. The world of professional wrestling, like I said before, is a business that's based in fantasy, based in comic book type entertainment, right? But there's real life that goes on behind the scenes, and there's real life that can intervene and that can skew the course of somebody's career. Now, in certain situations, I don't care about certain people's career. When you act and conduct yourself in a certain way, I don't care if it puts your career in a bad spot, okay? You make a mistake, that's one thing. You put yourself in a position where you do something that's egregious, you live with the consequences, and I'm not going to bat an eye. Go ahead, Conrad.
No. And my thing was his tag partner's affected by this. There's a lot of people affected by this, and it's his livelihood is why.
But also, I see some people asking, like, give a little bit more context.
Bear Boulder basically had a domestic violence situation occur wherever he lives, and I'll be honest. I'll just say it. He put his foot onto his partner's neck until they lost consciousness. They woke up, and then they called the police, and he basically admitted to it. So, yeah, just absolutely like disgusting behavior. Bear Bronson's affected by this. I saw some people tagging him in the picture, like saying who did it. And I'm like, that's not the right guy, just so you guys know. And people corrected it, but just make sure you know who it is. It's the one with the longer beard of the tag team. So disgusting behavior. Also, I want to get into there have been updates on the Vince McMahon stuff. We're not going to talk about it right now, and the reason is for legal purposes. You see how we talked about Drake. You know how people move in this. There's a lot of money on the line. But make sure you stay up to date on that. And also, Maryland, the state has moved forward with the Ring Boy scandal lawsuit, and they have greenlit it. So it looks like that they're going to be taking this to court. So that sounds like a good thing for all involved. I hope people get their justice in that situation. And they're just due. I'm going to leave it at that.
I'll say this. I hope people get the justice that they deserve. And also, old news, but I actually saw a documentary. I'm just going to throw it in there, even though it's not wrestling, regarding Sean Diddy Combs. Just, well, let me finish my thought in case anybody gets the wrong idea. Just horrible is what I was going to say. This world's a bad place, man. It's a world a bad place. There's some good people in it. There's some good in it, but the world's a bad place. And we have to really do our best to outshine the hatred and outshine quite frankly, the monster-like behavior that's going on in this society in 2025. It's shocking and it's sad and it's actually very disappointing. So, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be it for the somber moments. We're about to get into pro wrestling, but I wanted you guys just to be aware of what's going on. Me and Sean don't ignore it. We know what's going on. We don't speak on it all the time because of, like I said, legality reasons, and people will send a cease and desist real quick, I promise you. Mm-hmm. And if you don't think me and Sean haven't gotten them before, you're dead wrong. So I just want you to know. Let's talk AEW. Sean brought it up. We're going to get into AEW. They've been in a weird period, rough patch, good times, bad times. Crowds have been smaller than what we started off with. And listen, when you start up high, you're bound to go down. Life and business is a roller coaster. It is full of ups and downs. The question is, when you go down, how do you get up again? You got to figure that out. So that's the key part for them right now. And that's where they seem to be trying to figure out what's going to help us move up. They got a lot of money to play with. There's no woe is me right now. And we're going to start off with the talent situation before we get into what me and Sean did base this episode around. Here's the news. First thing we got today, and this is going to come from PW Insider, Fightful, and I'm just going to give credit to those two for right now. And if we see someone else's name, I'll try to make sure I give them credit. But Malachi Black, Sean, free agent, contract expired yesterday. According to PW Insider, he's gone.
Dude is a fantastic talent. See, here's the thing for me. I base things off of different components that probably not even you, Conrad, or any of our chat and loyal listeners base their opinions on. See, I go outside of WWE's a great place to work or WWE's the major leagues or whatever. I go different than that. Where I go is his wife is there. That's where I go. And I feel like sometimes when you separate from your significant other, as far as if you're in the workplace compared to not in the same workplace, there's a shock that comes along with that. Like, I am stunned that Buddy Murphy decided to stay in AEW. I am stunned. So when it comes to Malachi Black, we all know who he's married to. Big shout out to her. I'm not surprised by this. And that's an X factor that I think a lot of people overlook. However, Zelina Vega aside, WWE's probably the best place for him, considering the character that he plays. It didn't work out the last time. I'm an AEW advocate, but I think the time for Malachi Black and AEW ran its course, and I believe it's going to be time for him to return to WWE, and hopefully it'll work out better this time.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of things that could have been handled better in AEW,
Sure.
but I'm not going to say it was his AEW. I think his AEW run was better than his WWE one too.
It was, but that's why I brought up what I said about his wife. I think these things we can't just scoff at the possibility that there are extra factors outside of wrestling that can cause somebody to change their mind about where they work.
Yeah, I could work at my school. And listen, out of everyone who's booked him so far, who's the only one who's gotten him right? And this is going to go to your point with Buddy too. I'm going to flip it right back on that.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the only person who's gotten his booking right? Triple H.
Right.
Vince, not at all. Tony kind of saw it. I think Tony pulled back on it too. And there were some weird contradictory things he would say too, like I wasn't injured, but then you say I had an injured back, and it's like, well, then you were injured. You know, you would get just weird double-sided of the story. He was friends with Punk. Punk became persona non grata. That doesn't help you really, but it seems to be working out now for the others. So interesting. It also didn't help. You feuded with Cody at first, and then you got Arn Anderson blocking your finisher, and Cody has to get his win back against you because Cody's like the gatekeeper. This goes back into you played yourself and how you booked yourself when you didn't want to, you lost your chance at the world title. Now everybody's got to go through you first, and you're willing to lose sometimes, but you also got to get your lick back every time too.
Absolutely.
So it didn't work. So he's a free agent. I see him going to WWE. That's my prediction for him. Moving on. Miro looks like he has disappeared from the roster page as well. Miro and AEW came to a mutual agreement, according to PW Insider, on his exit from the company. What'd you think of Miro's stuff? Because you really can't complain about him either. He got a lot of wins and things were good. And then when it was time the rumor is when it was time to do a couple favors.
Yeah, Miro is an interesting character in this saga. I mean, we all remember Rusev Day. We all remember how over he was. We all remember also how WWE fumbled him. The problem with WWE is that something organically comes along and they fumble. They fumbled Rusev, which is why Miro ended up going to AEW. Now we see that the grass is not always greener. That's not a knock on AEW. Again, I'm one of AEW's biggest supporters. However, it doesn't mean that by default going to AEW is going to make your career better. It seemed that way at first, to your point, Conrad. However, it ended up working out in a negative fashion. So now he's going to leave AEW. My thing is, as much of almost a foregone conclusion, chat, let me know what you think. Conrad, let me know what you think. As much as a foregone conclusion as it is that Malachi Black will probably go to WWE, I don't get that impression when it comes to Miro. I get the impression that he is going to go elsewhere outside of WWE. I believe that Miro will end up in total nonstop action wrestling.
TNA might be the best place for him. Like, he could be a top guy there. Like, he could be the guy or one of them.
To me, he's instantly in the world championship picture if he goes to that company.
It'll help add to him, Mike Santana, and plenty of others. The spooky character helped Julia Hart more than Malachi. Yeah, but Malachi was the head of it, though, too. I'm just reading some of the comments that are coming up from it. Buddy stayed. Okay, yeah. So let me go back to Buddy because I don't think I ever mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to what we were saying before, Sean, why I think Buddy stayed was go back to how Triple H booked him in NXT. They got a fluke win as a tag team. Then they had the cruiserweight title. You never really used him again. Mm-hmm. You had him, and then he got that on the main roster, but then he was on the pre-shows of WWE shows. So even when you had the chances to do stuff with him, you were like, nah, I don't see you as a singles. So why would he go back there? Like, he was like, I know what I'm going to get with Triple H already. Like, I'm cooked, and they're not going to.
Right. I think you and McKinney are both spot on. I just think that as an engaged man, as a married man, like you are, as and just the list goes on. I just think that once you come to a realization that you are going to be away from your wife for an extended amount of time, that the lure of reuniting with your wife is something that could influence your decision making. So for me, just as kind of like to McKinney's point and to your point as well, Conrad, considering how alluring it would be for me to reunite with my wife on the road, right? That must mean that he really thinks that if he returned to WWE, his career would be bad. Because if you're telling me, and this is not me being fresh, guys. This is me being real with you guys right now. I'm not being fresh. If you're telling me that I get to reunite with Rhea, if I re-sign with World Wrestling Entertainment, it's going to take something really catastrophic for me not to do that. So what I'm thinking is that, so when I say that I'm stunned that Buddy Murphy made this decision to re-sign with AEW, what I'm saying is, okay, I can go be with my wife, but man, that'll be literally the only thing that'll be good about me signing back with WWE.
Touche. Good point. Matt said, can the booking be better with Triple H going back to Miro?
Yes, but again, they fumbled the bag. What they had going on Rusev Day was working, and they just abandoned it. It was really disappointing. Like, Rusev Day was over like Rover.
It goes back to what we said too, striking when the iron's hot. Like, you have a chance, and then you're like, nah, we're not. You might have missed the boat. It might be too late now. You know? And Matt agrees that he fits more in TNA, MLW, NWA.
Right.
Miro going to TNA is like WWE light at this point, given the partnership. Yeah, I don't want people to think that that's what it is, man, either, though. Like, I don't want to talk bad about TNA. I'm going to be quiet for right now. I'm going to let it slide. I think Miro's first stop is going to be Bloodsport for GCW Mania this weekend. Could be.
Maybe so. Yep, on a one-off, probably easy. That makes sense.
Right? I think he's better served in New Japan. Does he want to go to Japan?
Yeah, people, you know what, Guy Will Gamble, I love what you're saying, but I love what Conrad just said. You know, people really need to, Delayed Grass, I see you. People really need to think about that for a second. Like, you can't say TNA, AEW, WWE, MLW, House of Glory. You can't put them in the same category as New Japan. You know why? Because it's in freaking Japan. Maybe you don't want to move to Japan.
or stay there for weeks on end and then, okay, I'll leave.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to keep coming back. Somewhere completely outside the WWE sphere of influence, people are saying.
Well, yeah. And that's a good point because TNA is in the sphere of influence in WWE.
Delayed Grass says, I hope Miro has healed his back problems and can now take a pin at his new company. Wow.
Woo!
I think a lot of guys went to AEW during the pandemic years. WWE was thinning its roster, and AEW rarely cut anyone during that time. Yeah.
Sound point by T. Ferg. I agree.
Right. Buddy's a better fit in AEW. I think the TNA partnership is with NXT. The main roster isn't involved at all unless it's a pay-per-view. I still think I'm going to predict this now. I think you see AJ. I think you see AJ Styles go over there one time.
I think anybody, let me piggyback off your point. I think anybody AEW, that was a Freudian slip. Anybody TNA affiliated from the past, I think can possibly show up in TNA. Who's AJ Styles, for instance, which is why I'm thoroughly surprised, which we're going to get into in a little bit, the release of the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers have been floundering in WWE, but this partnership with TNA seemed like that would revive their careers.
I'll save that for when we get to them.
Absolutely.
I'll leave it at that. Ricky Starks has been removed from the AEW roster page, according to Fightful. They did some digging, and here it is, Sean. This was the final wrap-up from PW Insider on it. Ricky Starks has left AEW. Starks is 100% free and clear to go anywhere he wishes to perform.
Right, he'll probably win the Andre Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
He might be on NXT tomorrow.
Right.
I listen. I think Ricky did it right. At least he came in. He tried to ask for it. He never really downed Tony and them. He might say something afterwards. Whatever. You know what I mean? I always tell people this: don't burn the bridge. You might have to go back across one day. So just be careful.
Can I make one more point about TNA though?
Go ahead.
I know this word is kind of like passe now because it's like, and it's actually to McKinney's response. Thank you for that, McKinney. I know we hate this word because it just didn't work out in 2001. It just didn't work out, right? What about an invasion? An invasion is awesome if it's done correctly. Like, go ahead.
Is there enough interest though for TNA talent to do one? That's the issue. Maybe in NXT you could get away with it, but you don't have Jordan Grace anymore. This is what I'm talking. You're Joe Hendry. Tick-tock. I'm just waiting for the time to run out.
Yeah.
So now what?
I'm just thinking outside the box.
You need Mance Warner and Santana to lead the way. Great. But then what? You had all right, I'm going to say something. I know I said I was. I'm going to say one thing about TNA show. You did a battle royal and you only had 8 people. That's 85% of that division that was in the ring. It was like, okay, I guess, and you could just, it was just a clear telling of like, man, we got to figure out how to get some more people in here. And like you said, maybe these releases are going to help and you could find someone doing it.
And shame on WWE for releasing these guys and girls. We're going to talk about this more. Like, to me, the TNA partnership, I would have never guessed, Conrad. I didn't tell you this when we talked about this earlier this week because I wanted to save it for tonight. I would have never guessed these releases to happen because with the TNA partnership, it just doesn't make any sense. First of all, you have NXT, okay? Now you have TNA. How in God's name can you tell me that you can acquire the services on a partnership, air quote, partnership level with TNA, but you can't somehow facilitate the use of people who you don't consider useful in WWE in TNA?
I think they can consider it, but they don't want to be responsible for the money. Remember what I said. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm about to get business-like real quick. They want that stranglehold on TNA to where we'll help you. Sure, pal. And as long as things are going good, yeah, we'll help you. Wait until there's no need for you anymore.
Oh, we agree on that. Yeah, that's
yeah.
For sure.
How much help are they going to give you? So I'm not going to pay for the Good Brothers to go to TNA.
Okay.
You guys are going to eat that cost.
Okay.
Sure, you can have them if you want to pay them all that money. And I heard Scott D'Amore was paying them very well.
Right.
So
you make a good point, Conrad. I don't know, man.
It's just how they keep their control, sadly.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Ray Phoenix is still with AEW. Maybe you should tell Conan to apologize, and maybe they would let you go. I'm just putting it out there.
Right.
Oh, Conrad, they shouldn't be like that. You do not get to spit in my face and then ask for a favor. You just don't. I at least that's how I am, Sean. You can call me petty, you can call me bitter, you can call me whatever you want, but you don't get to do stuff like that to me. I don't play it. So that I don't know. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to the.
I don't know. I'm with you. I mean, look, Ricky Starks, I think, is going to be a good WWE guy. He'll probably start off at NXT. I'm worried about the flame out though. I hope it's sustainable.
Yeah, he wanted to put on. He was the one who got them Guantanamo Bay jackets started, or all the jokes, associated with that straight jacket thing he did, and then Paul Cotrez got started from that. Like, oh, here comes Triple H holding people back, and everybody's got jokes about everybody. Listen, be careful to not bite the hand that's feeding you at this time. They can make things a lot worse for you. So let it go. Be peaceful. And they'll probably be cool with you. Everybody ain't CM Punk. That's what I'm trying to tell you. CM Punk could get away with that. You know why? Because he was better than a lot of people back then. He could be like, yo, pay me. And his demand just went up and up and up. Everyone, where's CM Punk? Where's CM Punk? That's all they would ask. They're not going to do that for everybody. And Penta seems like he's loving life right now.
He seems that way. Definitely.
Yeah. Does he want someone to stop his push? There's a lot of things to think about with this. I think Conan owes an apology. Conan should be catching a lot more heat than he does. I see podcasters catching more heat for stuff that Conan did as well, and he's not catching as much.
Seems like Conan has dodged a lot of bullets that he caused.
Yeah, someone said Petty Roosevelt. No. I like it. Conrad, what you described between TNA and WWE sounds like collusion. Is that a new show on Saturdays or something for WWE? Is that one of them tubies? If this were another industry, yeah, absolutely. Man, people are going in about the Good Brothers. Ricky Nakamura, Ricky Knight, chill. Jocelyn says Tony better take that L with Ray. Have Triple H pay you out for him. That's what I said. If you know what they made British Bulldog do during the Montreal screw job? I'm going to educate y'all. British Bulldog had to pay the rest of his money out of his contract. I don't have any money, so if you want to get out, you can pay me the rest. Here's your $100,000. Have a good day. Pay him. Stay, you'll pay him. Let's get into it, man. Let's get to the world title picture in AEW, Sean. The many, many roads that they could take here. Jon Moxley, current AEW World Champion. There's no belt because Jon Moxley says, I am the champion. I'm the champion. You don't need to see the belt. I'm hoping that there's a redesign in place maybe with the new, like how the logo got spruced up a little and they add to it. But Jon Moxley, what's the pathway for him right now, man? You've talked, Death Riders thing, people ain't feeling it. I think it's been better the last 2 weeks. Like they've learned, have them on early, have them do something crazy. People will be into it in the beginning of the show and out. You guys are out. We don't see you for the rest of the show. Let other people who they are into get over.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has gotten to the point when I hear the Death Riders music, I turn my TV to another channel. The Death Riders have become boring, predictable, and hard to watch. I am very, very disenchanted and disappointed in the Death Riders. Jon Moxley has never been worse in his time in AEW. I am totally disappointed. This storyline, ladies and gentlemen, and for you too, Conrad, because you tried to play me on your show the other day. This storyline was built for a higher authority payoff. No one can tell me different, Conrad. No one can tell me different, chat. When this storyline got put together, there is no one with any semblance of intelligence that could possibly have thought that Jon Moxley being the head of this organization was all there was going to be. It had been put in motion. It had been made to seem that there was a higher authority at work. Now, is it possible that whoever they had in mind, Shane McMahon, whoever they had in mind, Adam Copeland, whoever they had in mind, Christian, or whoever else, that plan went by the wayside? Sure. And for that, I am not going to hold AEW accountable. But from the moment that it became clear that this storyline was going to come up empty, they should have deviated. And the way to deviate is to crown a new AEW World Champion. Because again, I say this for the people in the back. When Jon Moxley started this storyline, he said that if you look back at when the storyline began, when he first showed up, in this new incarnation, he said that he was working for someone. That's what he said. He said he was working for someone. So if it fell apart, no, that's not Moxley's fault. No, that's not AEW's fault. But if something went awry, you have to make adjustments.
Keenan, welcome. Appreciate you. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong with it. I'm still 50-50. If someone brought me an idea and I'm like, can you save this by the pay-per-view? If you can't save it, we need to switch something. We need to flip it out. But here's the other thing too, though. I know I see people putting Death Riders trash Dookie and stuff too.
And Easy said, who said that, Hubs? He said that. He said
John laugh emoji.
No, he's fine. He's fine. I'm just throwing it out there anyway. He said that. John Moxley said he's working for someone. Was he work? So who's he working for?
Chill, delay grass. He said the higher power is Ricky Starks, but he refused. Chill.
No, but I mean, shout out to Delay Grass. That's funny. But what I'm being serious though, and I'm asking you, Conrad, do you remember that he said he was working for someone? So who he's working for, there has to be a payoff.
You would hope. But I don't know. Like I said, we'll hear about this years from now one day, and like, yeah, the deal was supposed to be this, right. And then someone bailed out.
It was Shane McMahon, but Shane McMahon pulled out at the last minute, you know.
Yeah. Mabel was the third guy, and
all that stuff. Oh, God. No, but Conrad, please elaborate, because this is the conversation I was looking forward to having. I'm asking you plain and simple, flat out. John Moxley said he's working for someone when this whole thing got started months and months ago. Maybe it's probable now that whoever they had in mind is not working out. So what do they do now? That's the question.
Like I said, you either have to figure out, Moxley, what's your idea? And it's got to be something that you as the person in charge would say, oh, that's a grand slam. That's a good idea. I like it. Let's go with that. Mm-hmm. We can save it with this idea. But at the same token, he brings up a good point. You can't call me every time you're in trouble and be like, oh, Hubs, save the day again, please. This is John Moxley's position in the company. Mm-hmm. You're the second champion. Oh, hey, I think it's time for you to drop the belt to Kenny. Sure, I could do that. Then you book him into oblivion a little bit, and he becomes into this mid-card act, and you're like, oh, gosh, everybody's hurt, and not John Moxley's here. John Moxley will do it. Uh-huh. Oh, John, I need you to lose the belt again. And then John Moxley, he flexed on Punk. This is not lost on me, people. John Moxley did flex his muscles. He didn't want people to know he did that, but he was like, "Nah, I'm winning the title. I'm tired of this. Like, you always call on me. Now I'm gonna lose again." Right. So he gets the win. Then they do the rematch. Punk beats him again. John Moxley has been someone you could count on every time. They disappear. They give the belt back to Moxley so he could drop it to MJF. Like, this is probably a thank you to Moxley as well.
Yeah, but let me interject this one quick thing, and then I want you to finish your point, because this is really, I love this subject. I've been thinking about this all week. If you were John Moxley, wouldn't you be? If you're John Moxley, you should be disappointed. John Moxley, the human being, John Moxley, should be upset that the storyline was that he's working for someone, and now it's been months and months, and we still don't know who you're working for. And I guess we're supposed to, and Conrad, I'm leaning on you as the AEW expert here. So we're supposed to think, and you know I love AEW. I want AEW to succeed. But right is right and wrong is wrong. It's just not working. Because what they're saying is, Conrad, they want us to forget what John Moxley said. They want us to forget that John Moxley said he's working for someone.
Or is John Moxley a hypocrite this whole time? Because if you go back to that close-up interview, Moxley and Claudio said something, and then Pac said the opposite. Was that done on purpose? I would like to think someone would catch that. Or are we just going to be moronic and we're lying within the promos like, oh, I didn't think about that, boss. Sorry. You know, like, Pac said we're here to destroy AEW. Mox said, I'm not here to destroy AEW. I'm here to make it better. And it's like, oh, so is he just Is he just spouting off crazy man stuff? Is this part of it? So I'm kind of doing. That's why I said I'm taking the wait and see. Like maybe you can save this. We'll see what they do.
But there's no wait and see, my brother. See, listen. You know you're my dog, but there's no wait and see. It's listen. Ray Charles, God rest his soul, could see that this is an audible. It's an audible. There was somebody in mind, Conrad, to be the higher authority. You can't tell me different. He said, Conrad, I'm not trying to insult you by repeating myself. I'm doing it to drive home my point. He said he's working for someone. That's what he said.
Yeah. I'm going here. McKinney says Tony Khan scared to tell Moxley this ain't working because he'll probably be scared for his life again. Delayed Grat says I'm with Hubs. It smells like a pivot readjustment, but unlike Hubs, I'm still being patient. We were patient with the Bloodline, then Cody for 3 years. Keep that energy here, and that was E's point to when we were talking about it.
Fair enough.
No, but I'm just saying, if the NWO died in 2 years, I just do the time, y'all, in your head. Like the NWO got bad, let's just say year 3. I know it's less than that, but I'm sick of this. Y'all ain't sick of this other stuff? That's
a bad analogy, Conrad. See, like you call me out, I gotta call. Let me tell you
Call me.
Let me tell you why it's a bad analogy. This situation, if you want to compare it to the NWO, would be if at Bash at the Beach 1996, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall had no one.
He didn't show up for most of the match. That's what I was thinking. I said, where's the third? Who would start a match 2-on-3 against the top wrestlers at WCW? I'm just saying.
But you're going with the beauty of the storyline now. I'm not talking about that. Don't try it. Stop. You know what I'm trying to say. If that pay-per-view went off the air and it was still just Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and then Monday Nitro came and it was still Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and then 2 weeks later on Nitro, epic fail. Jon Moxley said he was working for someone. To me, I don't understand what anybody could argue with me about this particular. Everything else is open to debate. Everything else. Sean, you need to be patient about Jey Uso. Sean, you need to give WWE some more opportunity to show you that they're doing the right thing. Sean this, Sean that. But if he said on national TV that he's working for someone and no one shows up, what am I wrong in saying this is a flop?
No, but see, Matt Lopez brought up the point I was just going to bring up. Mox is hypocritical. So remember, this was about young people at first. Who's he about to wrestle at the pay-per-view? Copeland. What? He's not young. How does this fit together? Mox is hypocritical. He said these young kids think they are owed something, and Mox expected Darby to hand him the title shot. Remember?
That's not the point, M. Leezy. That's not the point, Conrad. You guys are overthinking this whole thing. You know what you're doing, Conrad? No. You're making good points about the wrong subject. M. Leezy making good points about the wrong subject.
Hold on. Let me finish my point.
No one has shown up.
Sean, they're gone. That's the point. They're not there.
Okay, I'm with you. We're on the same page with that. Now you have to make an adjustment.
Edge, listen, this goes back to the devil storyline. Who said it? Guy Will Gamble.
Right.
We're back to the same issue. It's Adam Copeland. That's how I think it's going to go over. That's me talking. I think it would be a wet fart. Christian Cage. Oh, that doesn't fit. Like, this wouldn't work unless you're about to do some Millionaires Club, and we've seen how those storylines go. I'm sorry.
No argument there.
I just think that's a bad move. So I don't think there's no one in my mind that you're like, yeah, who's over Moxley that's going to make this work? Who would Moxley listen to? There's no Regal. There's no one there that's like, oh, this is intriguing. So you would
just keep matriculating down the road?
I don't know what you do though, Sean. Like that's all you can do at this point. But if you try to pay it off with something worse, we're right back to the devil storyline. Like
you know what I would do? You know what I would do? Y'all going to think I'm crazy for this one because I think I'm a little crazy myself. You know who the higher authority – I don't like using the term higher power. You know who the higher authority would be for me? I'm asking you. I'm throwing it.
I hope you don't say what I think you're going to say. Just say it.
Tell me what you think. I want to hear it.
I hope you don't say Tony Khan.
No.
Okay.
Bryan Danielson.
That could be interesting if the brother didn't need surgery right now, but that could be interesting. Like I said, there's more to it sometimes. Main Event Mafia Part 2? No. No. That's what I was saying.
Either deviate or because like the way it's going now, it's like, bro.
Right. And I don't want you to confuse what me, Delayed Grats, and anyone in the chat. Listen, this storyline has been kind of buns to us. Like, I'm not saying that it's this is great. What I'm saying is we don't hate this stuff. Cody Rhodes getting hit by Solo Sikoa, that Solo Sikoa bloodline was the NWO Wolfpack to me. Like, what are we doing? And then he came back and did this, and I was like, yo, bro, get Cody Rhodes away. This is how SmackDown ended, by the way. Get Cody Rhodes away from this. This is pure garbage, and I hated it. You know who I want? Yep, and Matt agrees with you.
There you go. Bryan Danielson.
But you gotta wait though.
Yeah, but like you said, Bryan Danielson's not well. But again, but or just have him. So you brought this up. AEW review every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. with Conrad and Derek. You said that he just needs to lose the title.
Yeah, just take the belt off of him.
That's it. Do something. Do something.
Would you be satisfied with that though? Or let me ask you this: with Death Riders, and we're going to move on from this.
Sure.
You press abort on the storyline, and you're like, you know what? Let's just move forward from the storyline. Let's just abandon ship, and we're going to break all you up and figure out something to do with you guys. Or let's keep you guys together, and we're going to have to find a new purpose for you.
If you want to keep them together, we need an explanation
as to why they didn't leave if he loses the belt.
No. If you stay together, we need an explanation about why there's no higher authority, because we're not. Don't insult our intelligence and act like we're going to forget. I remember what you said.
I don't see too many.
That's my whole point. My whole point is that am I supposed to, like Men in Black, go like this and I don't remember? You said you were working for somebody, dude. So now I need some kind of explanation.
I guess I'm taking he's talking in so many riddles at this point. I'm like, what are you trying to say? Like, what is the point?
You do know what I'm talking about, right?
Right. I know that you're saying that, but what I'm saying is Moxley's been talking in so many riddles at this point. I'm like, what are you? Are you just trying to confuse everybody so that you sound like you know what I mean? Like, I'm the leader. I got
you. And this is coming from somebody who wants AEW to succeed. I just think that this Death Riders thing, bro, it's getting exhausting.
Well, let's move forward into the positive things, I think, that people will get behind. Kenny Omega's back. This is a person that you could put the championship on. You've got him and Will Ospreay. I've told y'all my Okada theory. You do that match at All In, Texas, never been done in the States. You've seen the match in Japan. You're going to get it here. You give those brothers, I don't care if they want an hour. You give them an hour. They'll be fine. They'll let them cook. And I think that match could be I think you unify two belts to do this. Like Okada keeps the Continental. Kenny Omega comes in with the International. I think he's the one who beats Konosuke. Konosuke Takeshita beat this dude, 3 times? It's okay. Kenny can get a win over him now.
Right.
This dude's established now. He's a future player. Like, he's in New Japan. He's doing great work. I think that's what you do with him.
I don't have any argument with that. I think that's exactly the way to go.
Now you got another player in this, Swerve Strickland. Now, Swerve did just have the title, but Swerve Strickland is a main event guy for you. I view Swerve as that. Like, when he comes out, I'm like, no, this is a main event player. Absolutely. Let's go. Him and Ricochet have been putting on some really, really good matches, in my opinion. I cannot be mad at that. And I think that Ricochet's even trying to get himself in there. Now, I've been asking you, have you been watching some of those promos with Ricochet? They've been much better. I'm
gonna be honest. He's improved greatly.
I'm interested, and I love Wellerman. Welcome. I appreciate you. He says, give Bobby Lashley the title. I've seen a lot of people complain that AEW has an age problem right now, that they think that they've hired too many older peoples, Christian, Danielson, Lashley, and they're getting tired of it. Copeland, yeah. Maybe that's the issue for some. I see talent as talent too. Like, these guys are big draws. This ain't 1992, Sean, where you're in there. Even 05, Shawn Michaels, you old man. He's 39 years old. Like,
exactly.
I don't view that anymore that way. Maybe it's because we're getting older, but I'm like, yo, this Lashley's 50, bro. I'm not messing with that dude. He looks like he will choke you.
Lashley at 50 is somebody I do not want to deal with.
I'm just putting it out there. So if you're saying give Lashley the world title, I think it's possible, and we're going to probably touch on that quickly here in a moment. Switching things to the other side, though, Toni Storm has been a beautiful addition to this character change, and she made herself the top face of the company. I know we can say it's Mercedes. I'm not going to cap to y'all. It's Toni Storm, though. She's carrying the world title, and I think they should main event when they do this show in Brisbane. That should be the main event.
I have no disagreement with that either. See, this is why the show gets jacked up. When we agree, it doesn't work. No, I'm just kidding. No, Toni Storm, female wrestler of the year in my book in 2024, and she's keeping the momentum going in 2025.
Love it. I love what they're doing with the division, and because of Mercedes and her, you saw 3 women's segments on Collision. I didn't see any of the women's wrestling fans cheering for that. Where are you? Don't come and show up and complain when there's only one match.
Facts.
Matt Lopez says he has a feeling Ospreay Omega is going to happen at Revolution, and the winner gets a world title shot at Dynasty. Might be the way to make a move.
It could be, but I guess the question I have for M. Leezy or you too, Conrad, is like Revolution. We're talking about like March pay-per-view Revolution.
Beginning of March.
So are they going to have a falling out between now and then?
It could just be that they don't trust each other. And I want to match with you, and let's do it. You could do that. Absolutely. It'd be different this time, both as baby faces. Mm-hmm. You could have it there. And you also have Christian, who has that stupid contract. I hate the Money in the Bank idea of it. I would rather it be like you have a title shot when you want it, but you got to call it. And
you don't like AEW having a cash-in element?
Yeah, I don't like any time you can get it. I think it's just too WWE. That's WWE's thing. Don't do that.
Right.
Switchblade Jay White, and the Guns are behind him for a reason in this too, because they're back as well. I don't know if you're going to put the whole team back together, if you're waiting for Juice to come back as well. I know they were dealing with some injuries, but Jay White's another person who you could have in the mix in that world title picture. Quick thoughts on him, Sean.
I mean, Jay White is one of the best wrestlers in the world. I have nothing but respect for him. I don't think he's been used in the greatest way in AEW. I think we need to put a little bit more juice behind him, but no pun intended, excuse me. Not Juice Robinson, just juice as in energy. But dude is just, he's one of those guys. It's like he's teetering. It's like, yeah, he's one of the best in the world, but we need to utilize him like he's one of the best in the world to make him a believable challenger, because nobody thought he'd win that title in that Fatal 4-Way.
Right. Right. He going off about Ricochet's after 2 weeks. They were trying to say he sucked. AEW might be becoming a WCW where they're firing guys just before their prime to sign a bunch of older stars to draw, but also baggage. I still think they do have their crop though. Will Ospreay and them are up next. It's just they got it. Tony has a story. I argue this every week, man. I'd love to see Lashley as AEW champ though, especially if he drops it back to Swerve. That could be the play. DelayGrass says, as far as age, this is the business. The bigger names who are older are good hires for AEW who can use the name recognition to put eyes on the product.
Love it.
Yeah. Tony Storm's been a blessing. T-Ferg says that Swerve is over. Christian Cage, MJF, Samoa Joe, Kenny Omega, Darby. Yes, Darby's another name. I don't think I put a graphic in here for him, but Darby's someone to consider. I mentioned Ricochet before. Ricochet's been doing good work. I'm not saying he's going to be the face of the company. I'm saying maybe you let him run with the belt for a little. You have options is what I'm saying here. Hangman Page, they're doing a great story arc with him right now too as a character. And this is coming from, I hate what you did with CM Punk. Why'd you start that all up? I'm not even here for that right now. I'm here to tell you this brother has been turning back babyface slowly. He feels bad for what he did to Christopher Daniels.
I'm saying this tongue in cheek because we know it wouldn't really happen. I'm kind of playing off something Paul Heyman said about Roman Reigns. Adam Page should be an Academy Award winner. That's how good of a character this man plays. Adam Page is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he is doing his thing, bro. I mean, you talk about character building and story building. Absolutely fantastic.
So here's another one that boggles my mind. People are mad at the MJF storyline, and someone actually brought this up about Tony Khan. I think it was, I can't remember who said it now. Someone who works for the company said, did you know that MJF wanted the storyline with Jeff Jarrett to go even longer than it's going to go? Tony kind of put a kibosh on it because he said, well, I still have these ideas that I want to do. Mm-hmm. And people complain about the whole Jeff Jarrett thing. I like MJF going up against the old legends, getting them riled up. He can work with them. It's simple.
New Age legend killer?
Yeah, it's very simple to do it. But has anyone noticed every week that these two keep bumping into each other? It's done on purpose. This is a future feud, and these are two of the guys that they are going to build this company around.
But Conrad, where's the story?
You don't have to have it all happen backstage in a skit. And MJF is the guy too. Like you're paying this dude a lot of money. Remember, he held him up at Double or Nothing.
Right.
He hurt Wardlow. I'll tell you that. I believe that in my heart of hearts is where it started. Look, this guy has it. Use him. He can talk. I know some people say, "Oh, he's boring. He says the same thing." Listen, you can say it about a lot of people. All right, Miz has had the same shtick. If I hear "I'm awesome," like I get it, bro. I get it. But these are the same people. If he left tomorrow and he was in WWE, we would be eating it up if he was on Monday Night Raw. So cut it out.
Cut it out. I agree with you, brother.
And there's an easy choice. One you could easily go to. This brother could have beat Swerve, they said, and he said, no, I don't want to beat Swerve. This is when Tony was just deliberating on what to do, and he said, no, I don't want to beat Swerve. Have him beat me. I'm good. And because he knows I can get that championship whenever. I can always come back. He's like, it's Swerve's time right now. I respect Will Ospreay.
I love that. I love that. And that's part of the reason. I mean, not just because he's absolutely outstanding in the ring, but I've heard that about him. He's very selfless in the locker room, which makes him the best in the world to me.
Going back here, AEW is careful with who they hire. I'm not even saying that, bro. That was a TNA shot. Yeah, I read that. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Eddie Kingston comes back. Eddie Kingston reminds me of Mick Foley. Thank you for bringing this up, clown. Eddie Kingston's the guy you give the 1 month run to. The Mick Foley, like, I did it. I finally did it. Goosebumps thinking about this. And I know some people have told me, like, Conrad, Eddie Kingston can't be. Thank you. Thank you for the arm slap, Hubs. Eddie Kingston can't be the champ. I absolutely believe Eddie Kingston. Could you imagine the dude that nobody wanted? Nobody wanted to hire this guy. He gets a chance in the ring with Cody Rhodes, and he makes it.
The story tells itself.
It's beautiful. And all you need to do, sell the match. Give me a mic. Listen here, you piece of garbage. And off to him and CM Punk built their match. Goosebumps right now. In 2 weeks, bro, off of a backstage, yo, I'm doing an interview. Quiet down. You think you're better than me? And it went off. It went off. It was simple. Let this guy, Eddie Kingston, should have a job backstage the moment he says he's done wrestling. Someone better hire this dude. He's really good. And I love Eddie Kingston. And I hope he comes back with the grizzled beard and he shaves it all off. And when he comes back, he's ready to put a whooping on people. Eddie Kingston's that dude. And I think he's someone else you could consider for a championship run. And Christian should be too. Not even kidding.
Even though I know you don't like it, Christian needs to cash in soon.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I want that thing gone and don't do it anymore. And chill out on the casino gauntlets, Tony, while I'm giving advice. That's another thing. Enough. Do it once a year.
Factuals.
McKinney says, if anything, the older guys are more over than some of the homegrown stars. When the vets run the roost, the young guys shine bright. Yeah. That's all that has to be the thing at the end of the day. Deanna says Paige versus MJF is the real money story. MJF killed Wardlow. 100%, I think. Like, that was the beginning. I won't say MJF because some of it's him, some of it's like bad luck. So it's been one problem after another. The intertwining of stories only Papa H and the Bloodline does. You need 28-minute promos. Okay, come on, E. One of the problems with wrestling is all of the lost knowledge from the 20 years of old timers not stepping down and others not being around to give the rub when WCW and ECW shut down.
Brother,
I knew they were going to boo because I was running hard with Hall and Nash. Shut up.
Shut up, you loser.
I miss Kingston. Yeah. MJF turned fans heel. Everybody criticizing his work is a hypocrite. When in the future, MJF shows up in the Royal Rumble to generic music, those critics will pile on hate for AEW. Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. And you know, that's the other thing too, with all those releases, I better not hear this was like the Radicals. Tony blew it. Blah. He did you a favor. You cried about all that time. Oh, he's not releasing these guys. And I said it too. They're gone now. There's no excuses. I don't want to hear it. And I don't want to hear no belly aching later on either when Ray Phoenix should have won the Royal Rumble. Listen, don't want to hear. I don't want to hear nothing about Malachi. Malachi better come back and he better be in the main event picture of SmackDown. I'm telling you now because that's where he belongs.
Facts.
Hey, chill out, McKinney. I saw what you wrote in there. Where is Sammy Guevara? Does he not have any heat? He's on Ring of Honor. He's with Dustin. He's learning. They tagged him with someone else. You go learn from Dustin so you don't do any more of this foolishness.
He's getting polished, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of Ring of Honor, newest member to Ring of Honor, Elijah. I like him joining the homies down there. Vincent and Dutch and all of them.
And you got Dangle back in WWE and Elijah and AEW. I guess.
I liked it though that he was down. It wasn't like they said you're going to be in AEW. You're going to Ring of Honor. We're going to put you in a trios.
Kind of seems like picking for straws, but okay.
Well, did you see the promo package they did? I thought
they put it together. It wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad.
Yeah. Now just don't have them on TV getting crushed, but
exactly.
We'll see what happens with that. Real quick, I put this in order of how I'm booking this card. You got Grand Slam after NBA All-Star. So after the dunk contest, you can watch other people get dunked on. Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega. This is how you open up the show, Sean.
Conrad, that was funny, bro.
I know. I'm here for it. I'm here every Monday, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. And by the way, let you know, I agree with you. Like, the show comes on the air. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. I agree.
Yeah, have these guys say, I hear the battle cry. Like, as soon as it happens, all those tears will go away. Like, oh, after all this complaining I did about they moved it from the big stadium and we ran out of money and all that. Nope, here's your show, Australia. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. I hear the let it just happen.
Yo, what is wrong with you, bro? Like you've turned into a straight up comedian, yo.
You also then will follow up with Buddy Matthews. Buddy Matthews just needs to have a showcase here. And that's all it is. You let Buddy Matthews show he can go. He's going up against Kazuchika Okada. Like, Sean talks about best in the world all the time. I want y'all to know Okada turns it off in AEW. He comes here, he's like, 10 minutes? I can do that. That's cool. It ain't like New Japan where I got to do 30 minutes every night and get hit hard. He was like, no, I got this. Cool. Rainmaker. And that's it. GG, my guy. Like, that's it. That's all. That's what they want to see. Drop kicks, Rainmaker, hit your moves, brother. Get them in and get out. But
short arm clothesline. I just wonder where the DDT is after that.
Oh, man. Someone said, where's Andrade's career? No comment, sir.
Woo! I'm sorry, what?
CJ, you need to put that Seinfeld red brick wall behind you next week. So, yeah. I just wanted to hit that.
Oh, yeah.
You got Harley Cameron taking on Mercedes Moné, bro. Money.
CEO. I know the words to the song, by the way. CEO. You want to hear it? CEO. Somebody tell me the papa to test. CEO. I just want to let you know I know all the words.
I need Harley to pull out the puppet.
Did you hear how clearly the words came? Like clearly I recited the words. I'm gonna listen to it again. CEO. I just want to let you guys know I know the words.
I just want you to know I think of Snoop Dogg every time you start doing that because I think of I don't rap like this. Turn this off, cuz. And he threw down the headphones. He was like, I don't sound like that. He said that on a talk show one time. Harley Cameron is super talented. I want to say that. I like what she did with the puppet.
Sing, bro. She can sing.
Ventriloquist, she could sing. Now rapping, I might have to, as a former person who can, I got some bars.
Y'all
have to pay a lot of money.
As a current person who can rap, Conrad Cushman.
I'm retired, but what I'm saying is, don't do that. But she's talented. She's got that rock factor. Is that like you're good at everything, and it annoys me.
Very talented. I was very impressed. Yes.
No, but it's a great heel talent and face talent to have because it's like sometimes you annoy me with how good you are. You're so good at it. And for someone who has less than 100 wrestling matches, she's not bad in the ring. She's better than some people within the company where I'm like, I'd rather see her put her in.
Agreed.
So let her have her moment.
A lot of charisma.
Now we also have the Rated R superstar Cope and Jay White taking on the Death Riders. This is going to be a brawl. This is perfect. Like this will be fine. You put this on and let them do their thing. Just build up to the match. And last but not least, Sean, this is the main event right here. This is what I want to see less.
I cannot disagree with you. I cannot disagree with it. And I think Tony Storm should win it back.
Yeah, pile driver, game over. GG. I'm looking forward to the show. Like, I think it's going to be pretty cool. I like that they're doing it somewhere different. We're all complaining like it's not the big stadium, but Sean, it's also going to be like 13K people. Like that's more than what we see on a weekly basis. So you know what? Go to the show, have fun.
Not in the right location because it's not where the Grand Slam is actually played. I've said this 1,001 times. Nobody wants to listen to me, but okay.
Hey, listen. That's
by the way, I just wanted to bring you guys' attention to my background. This is Wembley 2023. I did this strategically, let you guys know. This is what AEW is capable of. They have success under their belt, and they will be successful again. This is just a blip in the radar. They have some tweaking they need to do. But this right here, guys, this is what they can do. Right there. Just remember that.
I just saw that Elijah video with the Righteous, and it looks like they also recruited Dominic Mysterio. I don't know who that other dude was in there. Andrade thought the grass was greener, but you only get to travel with, well, I'm not even going to comment on that part of it. But Buddy saw what it is now, and I wouldn't be surprised if Andrade was on the cut list. Wow.
Woo! Woo! Why you wouldn't, Sean? I don't know. Figure it out. Woo!
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
All hail the queen.
I actually miss our old theme better. I do not like that.
Of course you do, because this new theme is a big pile of hotness garbage.
Let's switch over to the WWE side for those fans. Duke Hudson.
I see you, Easy. Did I? Okay, go ahead.
Y'all got to stop. 13K people, I had no idea. People were describing the show as a failure. What utter garbage. 13K is not a failure. Yo, Delay Grats, you know, bro. Back to WWE. NXT. So we found out in January. Yo, shout out to this guy because he did not come on with no sour grapes. Duke Hudson, released from NXT. Rumor has it that he wasn't seen as a main roster guy, if you believe what Dave Meltzer says. He was called up, if you remember, during the pandemic as one of MVP's guys. Brendan Vink, I think was the name. Brandon Vink.
Yeah, briefly.
Remember that? Like 2 weeks, and they were like, yeah, no. So they put him back. They put him in Chase U, and it worked. Chase U is something I feel like only works in NXT, though. Like, that's not going to work on the main roster. So, I don't know. I felt bad for the guy, though. Maybe, I think TNA somewhere where he could find a landing point. I know people don't like to speculate, but I think he could go there and try something. He's got good look. You just got to figure out how to put it all together.
Put it all together, exactly.
He's putting it, and he's doing his best. Deanna, I see you in the chat. Great comment, by the way. Andy, welcome. I appreciate you. And he's calling out who he thinks is going to win at the show on Saturday after the NBA All-Star Game, the dunk contest. Watch someone get dunked on in wrestling. Let's look at these releases, Sean. I want you to go through here and just tell me what you think of these, man. Like, let's get into it.
Giovanni Vinci never had a chance. So what they did with that guy was a complete disgrace.
Bro, I don't know whose Cheerios he stepped in, but he made someone mad because he's fantastic. The Cruiserweight Classic, I thought he was one of the best ones.
Yeah, I mean, to excommunicate him from the Imperium and then have him do what he did and have the vignettes and then lose 2 straight in about 20 seconds flat and then get released. It's beyond my realm of
there's a rumored reason. I hope that's not what it was for why he got excommunicated. But
you care to speculate?
I'll try to say it without saying the names. Let's just say he had a tag partner who dates someone who is great at cashing in championships. And let's just say he tried to make a play at the cash-in that he shouldn't have. And some people, that's the rumor.
Are you saying that he wanted to cash in someone else's money in the bank?
Basically, and people thought that was not cool.
Wow. So. Okay, fair enough. The Good Brothers, I mean, their career is basically over.
Hey, hey, it's the sky. I got nothing, man. If they ain't with AJ or Finn, man, it's cooked.
Turn it up.
Like,
Viva la raza. All right, so listen. The Good Brothers, their career is basically over. And no, I'm not being funny. I'm being very serious. They had a wonderful career. I think this is the end of the road for them. I'm sure it really won't be the end of the road for them, but on mainstream American television, I don't see them being a high quality act anymore moving forward. The AOP was a little bit surprising, as well as Paul Ellering. Paul Ellering is getting a little older. Maybe he could have maybe even asked for his release, Paul Ellering. But I thought the AOP thing was doing pretty well. I thought the situation with Karrion Kross was kind of getting a little mid, though.
I think that they should have used Paul Ellering to his fullest because you brought him in to talk for them, and it would have worked if you let him talk sometimes, but you never let him talk.
Right.
Then you get into this weird like ISO situation. I think AOP made no friends with that little crypto wrestling company thing they were gonna start, and yeah, you blew it, boys. Like you made no friends doing that. So
right, I'll do one more, and then I'll let you take over, Conrad. And I'm gonna talk about Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville is part of the Snap Famous group that I let. What's that name? Oh, who are those? Pure Foo Connection. I don't know. Look, what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, that was corny. That was super corny. That group was corny. Zoe Stark, I don't like her. Shayna Baszler, her best days are behind her. But I do think that Sonya Deville is a star. Poorly used. I think it's probably to her best benefit that she's no longer in WWE. I think she'll get a chance to shine elsewhere. I was very surprised, though, about that. Because, honestly, I thought if Pure Fusion – and, by the way, of course I do know their name. I'm just kidding. It's Pure Fusion Collective. Out of all three, I thought she would have been the last to get released.
Because of her longevity. So remember what we always talk about this, whether we say what is it, the hot hand, the lightning in a bottle. Her moment was when she was with Mandy Rose, and then they had that match, and then she had that whole stalker incident. That person who did all that, I know they're in jail now, but that was an absolute insane situation. Showed up to her house, like tried to get in, break in. It was crazy. And that really derailed her for a year. She had to deal with that whole situation too. Absolute insanity.
Not her fault, and neither was her injury. Not her fault, but it derailed her career.
Yeah. And then
I'll let you take over from here, brother.
Blair Davenport. This goes back to my whole argument of why did we call her up and you never had a plan for her? This is the former Bea Priestley. If you've seen her in AEW, Stardom, all over the world. Bea Priestley is a tremendous wrestler, but you never really had a plan for her. If you were going to put her in a tag team, do that. But Triple H's big thing was this whole, we got to have a plan for someone before we call them up. Apparently you didn't in this situation, that didn't work. Everyone's not getting the Braun Breaker treatment, as we could see. She was on SmackDown. She did a match with Naomi, and that was it. They were done with it after that. I felt like they didn't put any effort into it. That's just me.
No argument there.
Isla Dawn. She just won the tag titles in Scotland. And they take the titles off. She's the one gone, but not her friend. Now, I think she's going to have trouble. You mentioned TNA. TNA needs talent. And this will be a chance to show maybe Tessa's going to be cool, but she still has enemies. Yep. She's one of the people who spoke out against Tessa. Is Tessa going to allow that to happen? I don't know how much stroke she's got over there, but
I would hope none. I hope she would be happy that she just has a job that she. Never mind.
Yeah, I won't say nothing either.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone because I'm gonna say something really bad. Go ahead.
Cedric Alexander, the last one. I told y'all for a while about Cedric. I don't even need his picture up anymore. Now, Cedric, could he go to AEW? Maybe. There's a little bit of a beef with Big Swole, maybe with Tony Khan and Big Swole. I don't know if that's ever been cleared up, but cash heals all wounds, and conversations can happen with it if MVP and then maybe facilitate it. Does he need to be over there? I don't know. Giovanni Vinci's another one that maybe you put him in Ring of Honor. Let's see what he could do over there. He's a great worker. But looking at this, Cedric Alexander, he did the exact opposite of what Dijak did and why you released him. You called him up, no plans for him. Goodbye, have a good day, we're done. Then you get Cedric Alexander. He was on the main roster, and then you sent him back down to NXT. And I'm like, well, if you're not main roster ready, what does that say when you go back down to NXT?
Facts.
And I knew count your days, my brother. Sadly, like I've been saying it since the beginning.
Oh, you called this?
Yeah, and I don't think it was right. Oh, and there was one more. I forgot. A late edition. Elektra Lopez release.
Wow, the Battle D Phantasma. What a surprise. I didn't see that one coming.
I'm just saying, man. I thought that she had a great look to her. You could have did something. She was a manager. Like, let her just manage then. Let her talk. You didn't even give her enough time to get comfortable in the role. I felt like those guys walk around backstage, and I'm just like, what are you here to do this week? You know, like, it's just, oh, okay. Fill in some time. I'm going to the chat here real quick. I was going to show the whole Cody thing. We kind of addressed it before, but yeah, no more.
Like, it's just, like, just have Solo just get back with Roman or something.
Solo's going to lose, and I think that's Jacob's match now for Mania. Like, he's going to turn on him, and he's going to bring his people in. I think we're going to see...
You've been calling for Hikaleo for months, bro.
Yes, please. I don't want to... If I hear Tala Tonga, I'm going to be tight. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all could have came up with a better name than Tala. He's taller than you. Get it? Thanks, Bruce. You know, like, who thought of this?
Brilliant.
Delay Grat says Giovanni should go to AEW and be booked as Castagnoli's protege. They could form a team called Euro Uppercuts. That's actually not a bad idea.
Not a bad
idea. WWE should pick up Paul Ellering and put Stokely with Private Party. I thought Kaiser, I'm not going to get into that. For Dave Meltzer, Duke was good. He had 2 gimmicks until he got in the Chase U and it worked. He'll be fine, but Vinci was done when he left Imperium. There was no reason to kick him out.
Unless what you speculated is true.
Yeah, I did just ask about the Good Brothers a few weeks ago. Good Brothers, AOP, New Japan. Nah, bruh. If I'm New Japan, I don't even want the Good Brothers back. Honestly, you played me too many times. I'm done.
Agreed.
Or Noah. Maybe Noah will take him. Blair Davenport didn't get a chance. That's a fact. Sonya will go to TNA. I'm calling it. I think that TNA would be a good spot for her. Yep. They need talent ASAP. Blair Davenport to AEW. I think Blair Davenport to TNA would be great as well. But like I said, are people going to allow this? So she rumor has it that she got into a fight backstage too in AEW. There's a lot of those apparently that happened there in the beginning days, and I think she might knock someone out if they try and start talking crazy to her.
Factuals.
Blair would be awesome back in AEW. The draft, yeah, we don't even talk about that over here. Swollen Tony had that conversation. She talked about it when she was doing that podcast. Yeah. I hope that they're good. Sean, do you bring in Cedric Alexander if you're presented with this? Like, I know people say AEW's got too much talent now, though. So it's like,
no, but he deserves a chance to still remain on the main stage, and I think it's an easy fix. I don't care how obvious it is. Put him directly into the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, him and Shelton is the team.
I don't care how it's obvious. Yes, in this case, obvious. Obvious me up. Put him in the Hurt Syndicate.
Obvious me up right now.
Yes.
Cedric and Vinci could both do well in AEW now that they have freed up the spots that Miro and Ricky are out. Yeah, there are some openings too. She's super talented, can wrestle, but badly used. Yeah. The 2 balds. Cut it out. No bald slander. Tala Tonga, future world champion. T Ferg said, when is Britt going to WWE? I don't know. Maybe. Does she want to?
I don't think so.
AEW fights? No way. It's a happy place. Talent doesn't fight at all. I'll let you know. You want to know another surprise? There's fights that happen in another bigger place that no one ever talks about. But those don't get broadcasted for whatever that.
We don't talk about those. Exactly.
Yeah. We never throw hissy fits when we get backstage from a Royal Rumble match, do we?
Woo!
So, yeah. But I don't hear nothing about that. I don't know if Britt Baker's going there. I don't know. What up, Chad?
What up, Chad?
Do we got time? We got time. Let's run down NXT Vegence Day. We got ourselves a little match here. Stephanie Vaquer challenging for the NXT North American Championship.
The North American Continental of the the North American Continental of the Atlantic Championship.
The Eurocontinental.
The Western Hemisphere Championship.
Right? The good old classics, as they say.
Yep.
What do you think about this right now? Fallon Henley and her. I think personally, Sean, I'm going to tell you the straight up truth, bro. I know the women's division have a bunch of people in, and we might even see Jordan Grace get in here. Stephanie McCur is the biggest star out of all the 3 signings that they have, in my opinion.
No argument in my book.
She's the one. So I think she's taking the belt.
I would agree with you. Title change.
We also have the Rula taking on A-Town Down Under. Don't know why you guys are here. They might. Hopefully you're not staying, because that you see what that spells. It spells disaster. But Obafemi's taking this. You don't switch up from this. But what, man? Austin Theory wrestled John Cena at WrestleMania, dog. What are we doing?
No title change.
Bailey also coming back down to help out things. Give this pay-per-view a little oomph.
Okay. Is she sitting on? Never mind.
Hey, yo. Roxanne Perez, Bailey, and Julia. I don't know, man. You put your head up right now, sir, so we can see you. Look at him. Look at him right now. Hey, yo, the late grads coming in because they know how to use it and make money, not send someone home or to Japan and still pay you. I don't know who that's. I'll leave it where it's at, or put shows on Tubi and hurt people. But going back to this, what do you think for this triple threat?
No title change.
I think this is where we see Jordan Grace, and I can't believe they're putting Jordan Grace in NXT if the rumors are true.
Because how many times?
No, don't leave it where it's at. Let's leave. We've been good today. We've been good. I just don't think that's the move. Let's just leave it at that. I don't think that's the move. And I think
Emily, by the way, was thinking about what I was thinking about.
Yeah, I can tell.
The Bibble. That's the move, by the way.
BBL Drizzy. Triple H. Triple H perfect. The WWE's on fire. We're the story cinema. Yeah. You can't spell squash without A-Town Down Under. Come on, bro. Don't squash. I think Theory is better than what they use him for, man. I don't know.
A-Town Down, shit, bow.
Do you think he's cooked, or is there any faith that you haven't?
He's cooked like prime rib. He's cooked. He's cooked like a well done steak. He is done.
My man Chad said, I know what Sean was about to say. Y'all better cut it out.
Yeah, Chad. I'm trying to chill, but Lord have
just what we need. More cheeks on NXT. Unleash the hubs. Jordan Grace was always going to NXT. I just don't think it's necessary.
Would you guys like to hear the A-Town Down music? Because I can do it for you. You ready? I know it word for word. I know every word of
Yeet.
I'm trying to chill, man. Come on. I just want to listen. I feel like the fans should want to hear. Don't you guys want to hear me do A-Town Down's music? Word for. I know how to do Austin Theory's music. Word for. I know all the words. I know all the words. Just saying.
A-Town Down. Get ba ba ba. Da da da. Quill said, "Quit holding back on W." So listen, I'm trying.
That's, by the way, that's word for word.
I don't know why when McKinney wrote this, I felt like do it.
All right, here we go. A-Town Down, A-Town Down, A-Town Down,
Someone pull the plug on this.
And of course, the world famous LWO music, which I certainly know word for word.
They're not on the show tonight, though. I don't see it. Oh, wait, that's a lie.
Hey! Viva la raza! Just want to do that for the home team.
I need a tag partner, but no one in my faction. Like, okay, Ray, this is why you get jumped.
By the way, I'm gonna say something that's really serious, and like you're gonna think I'm wilding out right now. Obviously, I'm going on record. John Cena is my pick for Elimination Chamber, but I'm telling you something right now. Don't be surprised if Logan Paul doesn't somehow. I hope not. I'm just saying. Logan Paul is going to beat Ray tonight, and I'm just saying, stranger things have happened. I hope not. I'm just saying, I hope not.
Jocelyn just made me laugh. He's not even from Atlanta.
That's true.
He's probably from somewhere else in Georgia, but they were like, we'll go with the bigger place.
No, Conrad, do me a favor and read that comment by Quills.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sean Hubbard's Butchers the Themes for your listening pleasure.
What are you talking about, Quills? What are you talking about? I just sang the LWO theme word for word. I just gave you A-Town Down's theme word for word. Do I have to do? Listen, I know all the music in WWE. All right, here we go. Because, you guys are really making me mad now. So, you know what? This is for Quills and McKinney. For some reason, McKinney's laughing like something's funny. Deanna, for you, Conrad, because you're disrespecting me. This is for everybody, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Rhea Ripley's theme music, all right? This is my brutality. Tonight
on Raw on Netflix.
Word for word. It's word for word. I just want to. That's because I care about you guys. That's all.
Please stop this. Why?
I'm just saying. You're laughing at me. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I've been joking around. All right, here we go. I'm gonna do this for the home team. Okay, I'm gonna do this for the home. This is for you, Conrad. All right, you ready? All right, are you ready? I'm serious. Because I know this word for word. This is for you. This is for you.
Better be Conrad. Repo Man's theme.
This is for you, okay? All right? That's word for word. That's word
Rey Mysterio will be taking on Logan Paul tonight, and I have a bad feeling that Sean may be right, and I think Logan Paul is taking this. But
come on, bro, you know that. And honestly, like I said, Logan Paul, I'm just glad he didn't win the Royal Rumble, because I'm not going to lie to you. When it was Logan Paul, Cena, and Jey Uso,
got a little scared too, right? I was like, they better not.
That was getting really upsetting for a second.
When you get your 3, you're like, I know who better not win.
Exactly. Like, it better not. I swear. Oh, man. That was really upsetting, by the way. Even just the thought of that.
Right? That's some good work there, Sean. Sean's debut album coming.
I'm just saying.
You rocked with that wooden block in music class. I Show Speed moment. Yeah, I Show Speed. They that boy got tore up, man. I ain't gonna lie. Bailey taking on Lyra Valkyria. Bailey's all over the place this week. She's gonna be taking on Lyra. Maybe you give Lyra this spot just so you can showcase her. Like you know how sometimes in the chamber they give someone like, showcase your talent. Remember Montez Ford? They did that for him once too.
No, totally. I would.
By the way, I'm gonna come back and say something good. Good promo by Street Profits this week.
Oh, facts. I would give Lyra Valkyria the nod. Give her a chance to cook on the main stage. I mean, and by the way, when are we going to get an Intercontinental Championship defense?
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Also on tonight's show, the phenomenal AJ Styles will be on the show tonight. Good for AJ. We'll see how he got traded to Raw. The draft portal is closed now, so there shouldn't be any more trades.
No, not the portal. Not a portal.
It's closed.
It's a window.
Window portal closed. I better not see anyone else. Even though we did, Jey Uso, I guess, gets the pass. I'm trying to be logical here. He hasn't picked who he's facing, so he could go to SmackDown and team with Cody. I guess that's fine. I better not see any more garbage after this. With Charlotte and Jay are the only ones. If I see anybody else switching shows, Calling it out.
Good point.
CM Punk's on Raw tonight. He's going to talk.
Yo, serious point, though. I'm really happy that CM Punk's on TV a lot. It's dope. It's dope that he's on TV pretty often.
Yeah. He doesn't need to wrestle all the time. It's fine with me. It works. And Sean, take us out, man.
Well,
no singing.
Okay. Well, that being said, I guess that just takes away half of my closing monologue. All right, because that's exactly what I was going to give you guys a. He just shut me down. I was literally about to go ham, and he just said no. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so since I'm not allowed to sing, big shout out to Conrad Cushman, my good friend and tag team partner here on Clash of the Podcast. Make sure you check him out with my guy Derek. Each and every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. as they review AEW, the best AEW review in the business. Make sure you check out myself and Conrad every Monday night. There is going to be a Elimination Chamber preview show the Thursday night before Elimination Chamber. So that's a big deal. That's going to be over on my channel on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. So, I mean, like, not a lot of big announcements tonight other than the fact that we're having a good time and keeping it rolling, man. Definitely enjoying this. WrestleMania season's in full effect. We hope that all the wrestlers who lost their jobs land on their feet, because we don't want anybody to not have food on their table. So with that being said, it's been a great show. Chat, you guys have been phenomenal as usual. Keep the information coming. Keep hitting us up on social media. Keep showing up each and every Monday night, 6:05, because without you guys, there is no us. So on behalf of my good friend Conrad Cushman, my name is Sean Hubbard. He's EPW. I'm HWW. And we are Clash of the Podcast. Until next time, God bless. Be encouraged. Evil never prevails.